all-new 2019 GMC Sierra is finally here.
Nice, man. But wait a second, didn't Roman just produce like 100 videos on that brand new Silverado just last week?
Yeah, he did.
So what's so different about this truck?
Well, let's count down the main differences because there are more than you might think.
Okay. And by the way, Andre, welcome to Canada, man. We're in beautiful Newfoundland, and I brought along the official uniform to make sure the Russian guy fits in.
Okay, let me try this.
There you go.
Oh, yeah.
Might seem obvious, but probably the biggest difference between the Silverado and the Sierra is just the way they look. Now, we are driving a Sierra Denali right here, so this thing is decked out in chrome. Up front, it gets a totally unique grille, it gets unique headlights, and then maybe one of the sort of more interesting design features is over here in the wheel wells. So the wheel wells here in the Sierra, I like to call them squircles. It's a bit of a mix between a square and a circle, and it's interesting that over here you have this kind of hard angle, and then on the back it kind of rounds off. So that's unique to this truck, and you know, it's not just a little trim thing that these manufacturers usually like to do to set vehicles apart. That's a really different design feature, and even the body panels here and the body lines, they're not exactly the same as the Silverado. Now when you get out back, of course you have a unique set of taillights, and then there's that multi-pro tailgate, which just because of the way it works, makes this thing look unique as well.
This Sierra Denali has another very unique feature that only this truck has, and this is the adaptive suspension system. Those shocks you just saw are always dynamically adjusting to the road surface, but you could select how stiff or how soft they can be using the mode selector in the cab. And that's only on the Sierra and only on the Denali.
So the next really cool, unique feature on this Sierra that you can't get on the Silverado is the rear camera mirror. So right now, it's just a regular mirror. There I am, flip the switch here, and boom, the camera turns on. Now, probably the coolest thing about the mirror in this truck is that it's actually adjustable. So you hit this button here and you can adjust the brightness level, then hit the check mark, and you can adjust the zoom. So you have 3 different zoom settings. And then finally, you can even go up or down. So you can actually adjust it to look at different parts of the road depending on your preferences. Now, I will say it does take a little getting used to compared to a standard mirror, just because, you know, it's a little different for your eye to adjust to a screen. But once you do get used to it, it does offer a much wider range of vision than you'd ever get with a regular mirror.
Obviously, the trim levels are very different between the Sierra and the Silverado. The Sierra starts as a base truck, which is also called the 1SA package. Then it goes to the SLE. And then there is something new for 2019. There's a package for the shorter extended cab version called the Elevation, which is a monochromatic look. And then there is the SLT. Of course, there's an AT4 off-road package. And finally, the Denali luxury truck. By the way, the Elevation trim level is only available as a double cab, not as a crew cab, and the multi-pro tailgate is standard on SLT, AT4 and Denali, but you can delete it. If you don't want the multi-pro tailgate, you could say, give me the regular one.
So there's lots of differences, but the powertrains here are still the same between the Silverado and Sierra. So the top dog motor is still a 6.2 liter V8. It makes 420 horsepower, 460 pound-feet of torque. Stepping down, you get to the 5.3 liter V8, which makes 355 horsepower and 383 pound-feet of torque. So there are 2 other engines that are going to be in these trucks, and they are brand new. Now, one of them is a 2.7 liter turbocharged 4-cylinder that makes 310 horsepower and 348 pound-feet of torque. And then the engine I think I'm most excited for is a brand new 3 liter straight 6 diesel, and power numbers on that motor are not out yet. Oh, and I did forget one power plant, that 4.3 liter naturally aspirated V6. Now, as of right now, it's not available yet in the Sierra, but when more versions of this truck start to roll out, it'll probably be included, and it's a pretty popular option for fleet sales and work truck buyers.
The Sierra also has a fancy Carbon Pro bed, they call it. It's basically a carbon fiber composite material for the bed, and it's interesting in several ways. First of all, it saves about 62 pounds when you compare it to a GM's steel bed. They say it's also stronger because it's a little bit flexible, so it can withstand a lot of pressure and a lot of impacts. And it has additional hooks up front to tie down like a motorcycle or a bicycle. That's neat.
And of course, one of the biggest deals with any vehicle is the price, and that is different between the Chevy and the GMC as well. So a double cab Chevy Silverado base model starts at $33,700, just a little under, and then this GMC as a double cab base model starts just under $35,000. Now that's a $1,300 difference, some of which can be explained by different features and trim, but the biggest difference is that the Silverado in the base level starts with that naturally aspirated V6, whereas the base GMC already gets you that turbo 4-cylinder.
Yes, and the most unique feature of the new Sierra is of course this, what GMC calls the multi-pro tailgate. It has a lot of neat and useful features, but I just noticed something unique and also a couple of issues with this tailgate. So first of all, we're carrying this lumber, and in this position with the load stop here preventing the load from coming out, which is really useful, I cannot lower the tailgate. I push the button, nothing happens. I push the key, nothing happens. And that's done on purpose in case you have a lot of weight on this portion of the gate. They don't want it to open and damage it. So let me undo this load and I'll show you a couple more things. Here's one issue I found. Check this out. The internal parts of the tailgate are painted body color, but when you're moving cargo in and out, there's a possibility of this scratching. So I wish they would put the bed coating on this. Also, when you open the tailgate, and it has a tailgate within the tailgate, you have to be mindful in case you have a hitch hooked up, because check this out. Right here, if you had the hitch right here and you opened it right away, there's a potential for hitting it. So you just have to be mindful of how you're using this tailgate. We did have a chance to use the bed, use the tailgate, and see how every feature of this multi-pro tailgate works. Check it out.
Look at that. That's gonna be lunch today right there.
Is that cod?
I believe it is.
Nice.
What do you think, Andre? Looks good?
They're famous for cod here.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, there's the ocean.
Yeah.
So the,
We were watching
the
boats
seafood's
go
good.
So can I grab one of these?
Any one of those, yep. And if you want, we'll happily help.
So yeah, Andre's got to do all the work because I got the camera. Sometimes it's nice to be the cameraman.
So I can use this like a step?
There you go.
Sit that there. Throw maybe on it, and if you want, if you don't mind, I'll grab it. These things are messy.
Okay.
Unless you want to.
I'm allergic to hay, so maybe you can do that.
I think you're allergic to work, Andre.
You all set, please? Light or heavy?
Oh, is this?
Okay, so we'll throw that's a net. That's a casting net.
That's a casting net. Okay, gotta go fishing. Now what else? Oh, some wood?
What's next?
Throw a board in for the 2-tier loading.
Okay.
So we'll probably lay it on top of the.
So how wide is this? How long is this approximately? Wow, I'm 6'2". You're quite a bit taller than me.
Yeah.
Okay, and this will go between the...
Yeah, it's the rest that we've always had in our Sierras.
Okay.
But it's not farther apart from the box.
Being wider, right?
Wider.
Now I'm eventually going to get this right the first time, and this will not be the time.
Here, I can reach in here and help
practice,
out. So it goes right in there, right?
And go down further?
Right there.
There we go. And how's it feel? It's in there solid?
Nice, we can put some weight on this.
Cool. I like that.
Okay.
So the next thing is just a box. You're welcome to do this, or I can. But another way to get in the gauge is fold that step up, and you can get farther in. So you can push that in.
A little bit
Throw a
easier.
lobster pot in, and we'll throw a board and.
Okay.
I'm laughing and he's like, so give me
And I didn't know the difference between a cod trap and a lobster pot. So
I have no idea what I'm doing.
just set it down in the back. Okay, so now we're gonna put the handle down and close the gate.
How does this work?
Should we pull up at you? Yeah.
Okay.
And actually, you can leave it just like this. So now we're gonna throw a piece of wood on top.
Okay.
And a cut top.
And that flops right in there.
And this piece of wood is approximately 6.5 feet. I measured it with my feet. So, it's pretty good.
Yeah, and it fits nice and snug, huh?
Now, one more? Is that
Anything else?
Strap on the back, and we're gonna rest it on the back on this.
okay?
One of these big beauty cod traps.
We could play basketball too.
I thought that was a Newfoundland hat.
Just rest it against here?
Yeah, we'll strap it down.
Okay.
We're gonna fit in with the locals now, Andre.
Job done. Those starting prices are good, but how much is this Denali fully loaded?
Yeah, so once you load this truck up, as it sits right here, this truck is worth $67,595. It's got all kinds of options on it. The Denali Ultimate package is a $5,700 option by itself, and it brings the rear camera mirror, HD surround vision, the 22-inch polished wheels, all of that good stuff. Now, Andre, you were talking to them earlier, so if I go to a dealership right now, which Sierra can I get?
You can get all the Sierras as long as it's not a regular cab, two-door, and as long as it's a V8 option, either a 5.3 or a 6.2. The other options for engines and cabs are coming really soon.
Okay.
And go back to tfltruck.com for more news, views, and...
Real world GMC Sierra Newfoundland reviews.
Yeah, you know what? I think I just entered a private road.
I couldn't tell. Looks like fun though.
But I think the Newfoundlanders are friendly, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. If they catch you out here, they're just gonna offer you a beer and some bologna.
So they're not gonna shoot at me?
No, we're not in America anymore, bud. You ain't in Denver no more.